sitting in a way that is comfortable to you. Letting your exhales release and your inhales bring you what you need. Once you've done your best to let go of the distractions around you and bring that focus inward, start to soften your body from the crown of your head down to your toes. And then let's bring a hand to our chest and a hand to our belly, or both hands to your chest if you prefer. And just take a moment to let yourself breathe right into your heart space, whatever it is that you need. Many times it's just love, love for ourselves, love for our bodies. Maybe it's something different today, but let that, whatever it is, fill your heart. Fill it so full that it starts to spill outside of your heart and spill into your body. Maybe you imagine a color or see a color in your mind's eye. Let that fill your body all the way up to the top of your head. Until it fills your body all the way down to your toes and to each fingertip. Take a moment and imagine that this goodness that fills you now from crown to toes expands outside of your body and creates a protective bubble, only allowing good things to flow out and good things to flow through your bubble, keeping you at peace. And from this space and place of peace from the inside out, take a moment to set your own personal intention. Maybe it is simply to keep yourself in this bubble of peace through the rest of your day. Take your 3 breaths when you're ready. At the end of that 3rd breath, you can take your hands and place them wherever they're comfortable and start to warm your neck with some movement of your head side to side, or chin to chest and chin to sky, whatever feels right to warm your neck. Taking a moment to check in with your shoulders, maybe lifting one and then the other, bringing forward and back, whatever feels good. We'll do some circles together. So coming back to center, let's circle those shoulders back nice and big. You can add your neck to that as well. And then take them forward or the other direction. Let's take the elbows and let those lead us back. So you can open up the chest a little bit and get those arms moving. Warming up. Let's go forward. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to remove my block. Let's take our sitting bones and our torso, our whole upper body, and circle it. Shifting that weight. And then let's go the other direction. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Arms are going to go out to the side. You're going to reach through those fingertips, fire up those shoulder blades just for a moment. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. See if you can take your arms behind you a little as you pull back through the shoulder, the muscles of the shoulder, creating your trench, opening your chest. And then we're going to start bending at the elbows, one over the other, nice and loose. Just get those arms going and start to warm up across the shoulders so you can add more spine to it whenever you're ready. Few more, and then we're going to do something a little different. We're going to roll onto our backs next and warm up that way. All right, one more time, each on top. Beautiful. All right, let's roll onto our backs. So from this position, just take a moment to stretch out your body to see how it feels by bringing your arms over your head. Maybe it makes you want to yawn or just kind of move in a way that feels good. And then we're going to bring our arms back down. And we're going to bring just our left knee into our chest. Keeping our right leg on the ground. Draw that knee in. Just take a couple breaths here. See if you can get it all the way to your chest. You can move your ankle and foot. Now we're going to switch. Bring that left leg long. Move the right one in. Draw it as close as you can. Keep the left leg down. Circle that right foot and ankle. Let's draw the left knee in, both of them into chest. Start some circles from the tailbone, one direction. And then roll the other direction. We're going to take a bike ride. Send those legs up. Pedal it forward. A nice, slow, leisurely bike ride. Moving those legs. You can point and flex your toes and foot if you want. And then we're going to stop. And we're going to take a backwards run here. And then we're going to bring those feet down, take them wide, do some windshield wipers, dropping the knee in, warming up, kind of rolling onto one side here. Feeling it in our hips, glutes, psoas, wherever else you feel it. Just bring those knees in and roll on your back a little. One more time each way. All right, draw those knees together, feet together, send them up to the sky. We're going to flex and point. So warming the lower legs by flexing and pointing our feet or circling our ankles. Trying to reach those calves, warming them up a little. Dropping those feet down to the mat. We're going to brush the backs of our ankles with our fingers coming into bridge pose. Knees have a space between them. Feet are planted. Arms come next to the body, drawing them in close. Maybe curl your chest open so your shoulder blades move towards each other, raising you off the ground a little, opening your chest and your palms face each other over your body. Take a moment to keep your eyes on the ceiling and just to think about the parts of your body right now that are touching the mat. I'll go through the ones of mine that are touching. Feet, all four corners, tailbone, backs of the arms, tips of the shoulder blades, back of the head. From here, bridge pose, take it up, lift up as high as it feels right, lower almost to the ground. Just start your motion of lifting and lowering, breathing, warming up the hip flexors, warming up the glutes, warming up the core a little bit. You can work your toes if they need it here. Just lifting the toes or spreading the toes. Let's do 3 more lifts and lowers. Now this next one, take it all the way up and hold. So remember, the knees aren't falling open, they're moving kind of towards each other, but they're not touching if possible. If you want to extend higher and open the chest a little more, bring your hands down on the mat, interlace the fingers, roll onto the back of your arms, lift up even higher. Feeling the chest, the arms, the hip flexors, the glutes, wherever else you can feel it. Eyes on the ceiling to protect your neck. We're going to hold here and breathe. And one more breath. Release the hands, lower down, draw those knees, both of them into your chest again. See how close to your chest you can get those knees. And then we're going to let our left leg go long. Keep that right knee in the chest, left leg lowers. We're going to take this knee now and we're going to take the knee out to the side and draw it across. However it feels good to loosen and warm this right hip. You can even do some circles, maybe 4 each direction if that feels good to you. It's your right hip. Make it feel like it's getting what it needs to warm up. And then let's switch. Right leg goes long, left knee comes in, draw it into your chest, keep the right leg down. It's a stretch in itself for me on the inner leg sometimes. Start to move this left knee for the hip opening, hip clearing, hip warm up. Alright, let's go happy baby now. So we're going to reach for those feet, or if we don't reach the feet, we can just bend the knees out to the sides. Pretend like we're standing on the ceiling with our feet. Draw them down, take a rock on your spine. Working on those inner legs here, and our hamstrings a little bit. Alright, let's roll over to all fours, coming into tabletop. It's not a smooth transition necessarily, but work it up to all fours. Take a moment for that low back and hips. I'm going to check my attendance while you guys are moving those hips in whatever way feels good. Figure eights if you want to add on. And then we come back to our lined up position in tabletop for cow and cat. So spread the fingers, line up shoulders over wrists, knees are under hips. The base of your spine is where we start this movement, lowering the belly, raising the gaze, cow. From the base of the spine, we arch up, pull belly button into spine, look back at our thighs, cat. Going as slow or as fast as it feels right to you, and thinking about the places in your body where you can feel a stretch or release or warm up. Generally, belly, low back, chest, shoulders, neck. Let's do 2 more of each. And from here, we're going to press right on up. Turn your toes over, press up to downward facing dog. And make it playful, move it. Move those heels, move those hips. Make it feel good to the backs of your legs. Straighten your legs, dropping both of your heels toward the mat. And walk your hands back to your feet, coming into a forward fold, back of the mat. Put a bend in your knees if the floor is too far away to reach. Still, continue to think about your backs of the legs, your hips, your low back, your neck. What do you need to do? Move it to make it feel good here. And then let's go up halfway, extend, turn your gaze if you want. Back to center, put a bend in the knees, press down through the feet, lift it up into a chair, back of the mat. So in chair, we're going to warm the quads, but we also can help strengthen our core, our abdominals, by sending our weight to our heels. So we're obviously bending the knees, sticking our butt out a little bit, but then rather than leaning forward and sticking our butt out more, lift that torso up, lift your spine up, engage your core like you were actually sitting in a chair. When I do all of that, it really works my quads even more. You can take any arms for your chair. You can always reach up or you can reach behind. I'm just keeping them at heart center. One more breath here. And then roll it up onto the balls of your feet. Lift your heels, coming into balance. Staying in your chair pose. And now let's take it into moving chair. Drop the heels, lift the arms up, sink it back, moving everything to make sure it's warm. Two more. Reach up. You can interlace if you want, or just lift and try the side lean. Wake up the sides of the body. Do it a couple times each way. And release. Beautiful. Let's go wide. So we're going to take a moment to just check in with the inner leg. Just moving it side to side. Shifting our weight, going up and down. We're going to start with the sunflower and then we'll go to our wide-legged fold. So when you're ready, good position, lift it up, sink it down, tilt it forward, and sweep. Last one, and then we're going to add some rotation. Choose a side, start your circles. Two more. And then we're going to circle the other direction. One more, and then it's goddess pose. Sink it down. Find either cactus arms or hands at heart center. Knees turn out wide, spine lifts, elbows can even go back a little bit to open the chest. Maybe sink it lower. Maybe lower still. All right, lift it all the way up, turn those feet parallel, take them wider if you want to. We're going to reach around behind and open the chest again. So this can be fists, drawing elbows back, opening the chest, or interlaced fingers and then arms outstretched. If your arms are really tight, it's sometimes hard to be able to interlace, draw back, and stretch your arms out without feeling like something is going to snap. We don't want that, so do it your way. Giving you the option to stay upright or to take your head down. Just hanging for a few breaths here. Hoping for a stretch across your chest. Maybe through the arms. And then everybody release to that floor. We're coming into the wide-legged forward bend. There are so many options to be able to move it here. You can take one leg, bend the knees, push down through the opposite foot for the inner leg.
You can take your head all the way to the floor, walk forward or back, just make it feel good in your legs. Wherever they might be sore or tight. We're all going to meet up at a twist in a moment, just to make sure those shoulders are warm. So keep moving it if you need to, or just hold a big, deep stretch. 4 more breaths. In order for me to do the twist, I'm going to bring my feet closer together so my legs can support me fully. And then when I'm in good position, left hand comes down and I'm going to open up to the right. Opening my palm, reaching my arm up, feeling that stretch in many places, across the shoulders, opening the chest, back of the legs. You can put that hand closer to the opposite ankle to deepen your stretch at any time. Let's go one more time each way for the twist. And we're going to come back to center. Hop or heel toe your feet to hips distance apart. Coming into that forward fold. Checking in with your feet, your ankles, the backs of your legs, all the way up. Hamstrings. Those of you who are super flexible and can reach the floor easily, you might want to go into gorilla, walking under your hands under toes and pulling, pressing down through the toes, pulling up through the arms, deep stretch. If you can straighten your legs, or if you can reach the floor. One more breath. Let's inhale halfway, extend, turn your gaze. Bend at the knees, press down through the feet, take it up. Another side stretch, leaning each way. Maybe a little back bend this time too. Keep your feet planted, see if you can open up, lean back. Use those back muscles, belly muscles. Ah, beautiful. And release. All right, shake that out. Coming to the front of the mat, we're going to come into our mountain. Toes spread, feet hips distance apart. Inward spiral of the shins, working your way up with awareness and alignment. Shoulders come up, back, and down, and palms face away. Coming into our own balance here, so just find the center of your feet, center of your balance, not resting all your weight on heels or toes. Close your eyes. On your next inhale, we're going to lift those arms. Work our way down. Coming into forward fold, halfway lift. Hands to the floor, we're going to step it back to plank, our version, and hold. Waking up that core, pulling belly button to spine. You can modify it with knees down or going onto your forearms if your wrists bother you. Three more breaths. All right, coming to all fours. So from wherever you are, we're actually going to work our way down to our belly. So if you're already there, you can stay there. But those of us who are on our knees, we're going to come forward and just lower down slowly, pressing the elbows toward the back of the mat, coming into our wake up for the back, our cobra. So cobra is not necessarily up dog. There's variations in between. This first one, I want you to warm your low back by not using your arms, just lifting your chest off the ground, feeling it in your low back and glutes. So just do an easy cobra here, warming. Next option is going to be put your cheek down, rest for a minute, think about doing a bigger cobra, pressing up with your arms more, going into an up dog if you're ready for such thing, or just trying a sphinx. I'm going to go for Sphinx. Getting a little bit higher off the ground with a little help from my arms, but not so high into an up dog that I feel like I'm going to break. So lining up, if you're doing Sphinx with me, your elbows are under your shoulders, your forearms are pressing in, chest is lifting, or you can take it deeper into your cobra or up dog. 2 more breaths. Alright, push it back to child's pose. Knees wide or knees together. What we're going to do now is really warm up the arms and the core by doing the bottom part of the sun salutation 5 times. We're going to pause for 2 breaths at each stop. So pretend that we're starting here. 2 breaths in your child's pose. Then we lift up and we come forward. We got to make sure that our knees are way behind our hips. So bring that weight forward, shoulders over wrists, lower down. So we're holding that for 2 breaths. And then we're going to lower down. Cobra, Sphinx, or up dog. 2 breaths. Back to where we started. You can mix it up and take knees wide for 2 breaths if you want. Any position for your arms in child's pose is allowed. 4 more at your own pace. Here we go. I've got 2 more rounds to go. Last round for me. Meeting back, child's pose, or if you want, extended puppy. Just waiting for everyone to catch up, and then we'll add on. Alright, coming back to all fours and lifting up, this time into downward facing dog. And finding the stretch up the arms, up the back, and down the backs of the legs. So come into balance, come into ears in line with arms, lifting up through those sitting bones, lowering through those heels. It doesn't have to be a big motion. It's all about the intention of the energy to lift up, but to lower down through the heels. That's what activates my stretch. One more breath. Finding your way forward with the right leg, coming up into high lunge. Keeping that back heel lifted, that back leg straight, the front knee over the ankle, so you can see your first and second toes. Keep lifting that torso up to lengthen the front of the left leg. Lift up high. Add arms into full crescent lunge, only if you need them. Through the sun salutation, lower half, reach forward, step it back, 2 breaths in plank. Lower down, see if you can do it full body. 2 breaths in your cobra, sphinx, or up dog. And then moving right up to downward facing dog. Big stretch. Holding here a little longer for the stretch. Finding a way for your left leg to come through and forward into your high lunge. Finding the proper positioning to really stretch the front of the right leg as you work your way up, higher and higher, lengthening all the way up to full crescent lunge if you choose. Again, coming through that bottom half of the sun salutation, meeting me at downward facing dog. Finding your right leg, swinging it through this time, warrior two. Finding proper position, equal balance, nice outstretched arms. Taking it to a reverse warrior, flip that right palm up. Stretch the whole right side, open the left side of the chest, finding the proper hand position, either reaching for the floor with your left hand or pressing the palm into your back, not the back of your hand into your back, to keep the left side of the chest open. Giving you a choice here, going into side angle, keeping our booty tucked. You can go more core, reaching both arms out over that right knee, or you can lower elbow to knee or hand to floor, whatever, however far it works for you. Through the sun salutation, hands come down, we step back, 2 breaths at each stop. Even the hover if you can, 2 breaths, add a little arm strength. Back to downward facing dog. Finding that left leg, bringing it through, coming into warrior two. Spinning that back heel down. Nice balance, nice strong arms. Reverse, flip that left palm up. Add that stretch to the left side, the opening of the right side of the chest. Side angle your way, adding more core or using the knee. This time we're going to bring our hands down, flip the back heel up and rock forward into a forward fold. Placing those toes hips distance apart, press into that floor, stretch. Inhale halfway. Turn your gaze for the neck if you need to, want to. Bend your knees, press down, rise up, all the way up. And exhale. Shake that out. All right, we're going to do a little balance, but we're going to do core with it. So that means, we haven't done this in a while, we're going to stand on one leg and we're going to do 2 rounds. The first round we lift the left leg and we're going to do our whole phone number with the area code and the 1 in front. And then we're going to switch to the other side and then we're going to go back and we're going to do our entire name with each leg, so middle name as well. So shift over, stand up, stand on your right leg, lift the left one. Here we go, move that around now, so it's going to challenge your balance to do your phone number. And then we're going to put that foot down and shift over to the other side. Bring that right knee up and do the phone number.
and shift back over. Raise that left knee up. I'm going to do all caps. It's just easier for some reason. And do your name, full name. Those of you with short names are lucky. Hip flexor can feel this one. All right, finish your name when you're done. Shake it out. Go to the other side when you're ready. Standing on that left leg, raise the right knee. Name. When you finish that, shake those legs out. All right, we're gonna go down with the least amount of body parts to get down safely. So none is preferred if you can get there. Sink it down. Gonna take one stretch for the back of the legs here. You could do the together version, the staff pose version with your hands behind pressing down, or the wide version. So those of you who needed an inner leg, you might wanna go wide. I'm gonna go wide. You have the option to lean forward and reach for toes or shins on either one, as long as you're being aware that it's for the back of the leg that we're trying to stretch, not necessarily for our backs. So get the best back of the leg stretch you can. Here we go. Two more breaths here in our stretch. And release. All right, time for that core work that was requested. We are going to try to do 2 rounds of this. I don't want to run out of time, so I don't know. Oh, I'm going to run out of time. All right, 1 round today. We'll have to do another round on Thursday. So the goal here is to work your abdominals, not your low back. So listen to your body. We're going to go 8 breaths at the easiest pose, then 7 breaths, then 6 breaths at the hardest pose. Offering a change at each time. I'm going to do it without putting my feet down, or try to anyway. I will let you know when we're on the breath next to the last one so that you can put your feet down if you need to reset, and then meet me at the second pose. So chest open, flat back. The easiest pose is to brush the heels onto the floor. You can support, you can do whatever you need to do, or you can take it higher for your first one. So 8 breaths, I will count, you breathe. Here we go, first position. Now would be a good time to reset. We have 1 more breath. Joining us at second pose, here we go. Second position, 7 breaths, here we go. Now would be a good time to reset if you needed to. 1 more breath. Final position. 6 breaths. Here we go. And release. Bringing it onto your back, knees into your chest. Much like we started, roll it around, happy baby it. Do what feels good to your low back.
think we'll finish with a hip stretch, but if you prefer to do something else, you can do something else. I'm gonna say, let's take our right foot down, put our left ankle in front of that right knee, send our left knee down to the bottom of the mat first to see if that fires up a stretch in our left hip. If not, and you want to add on right away, reach around the right thigh coming into your full reclined pigeon, or reach around the right shin to make it deeper. Any way you do it, that left knee is still moving its way toward the bottom of the mat. And we breathe. If you want to take the last 2 breaths here to lift that right leg, point and flex your foot or circle your ankle for the calf, please do. And now we switch sides. So our left foot comes down, our right ankle goes in front of the left knee, and we send that right knee down to the bottom of the mat to see if we feel it in our right hip. Active foot. Adding on, going into your full pigeon from the reclined position when you're ready. And adding that left leg up, pointing and flexing your foot or your ankle if you choose for the last 2 breaths of pigeon. Bringing it down and taking a final stretch or settling into your Shavasana resting position. Just allowing yourself to be for a few minutes with the song or in silence. And I'll meet you at the end here. Hopefully you can stay till the end.